You're listening to Stories from Africa podcast, hosted by Lawrence Magaya. This is a series titled Breaking Jemima, and it's a true story. All the events told happened, and it's a non-fiction. This is episode 1 titled How I Became a Slave. Keep listening. Hi, and welcome to today's show. This is Stories from Africa. My name is Lawrence, and today in studio we have a guest. She's going to introduce herself. She has a very interesting story, and just stay tuned and welcome. So, tell us your name.
Thank you very much. I do not take it for granted to be here. My name is Jemima Mushiri, and I'm here to talk about myself because I believe it's about time. I really need to talk about my life, about whatever I've gone through, because somebody somewhere might be listening. And when somebody thinks, let me give an example. When you go to Kenyatta National Hospital, you see people who are sick, and then you're like, oh my goodness, I thought I'm the one who is so sick. You see people with so many different diseases. So my story, I'm going to reach out to someone somewhere who thinks they have seen it all.
So what do you actually do in life?
I'm a jack of many trades. I am a hustler. When people talk about hustler, who is a hustler? A hustler is someone who believes that if I go outside there and I see someone selling tomatoes, I will go and tell them, okay, easy tomatoes the way... Can I use also Kiswahili? Okay, I'll go and tell them, can I be your broker? A broker is someone you find someone who owns a shop, someone who owns a butchery, and you tell them, if I call in customers and then you're going to pay me, okay, someone can be selling, let's say, like rice. Right now I'm selling rice. That rice is not mine. It's someone who was selling rice, and then I told them, because I know so many people, can I sell? And then you're going to give me commission. Okay, I also go to industry there. There are so many vibaruas there. I can also farm. When I get somewhere, somebody who wants farming to be done, harvesting, I do that. Yeah, and many more.
So this means you can sell cars, houses, you can sell land.
Ooh, I'm praying for that. The day I will see myself selling a land somewhere or a car, I'll be very excited. For now, yes. I won't say I'm a hawker, because a hawker is someone who, let's say, those are your tomatoes, you go and sell them. Yes. Me, it's someone who has something, and then they call me and they tell me, please go and do this marketing for me, and I do them.
So you're a middle person.
Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Welcome to the studio today. We are very happy to have you.
Thank you so much.
And you also mentioned earlier that you're able to talk to women and just usually offer a form of counseling. Tell us more about that.
Okay. Let me say, I'm not a counselor by profession. I never went to the school of... I will not say that I went to school, but my life experience is enough. So whenever I see women, I go to church, if there's a seminar, and then women are trying to... women are crying out there, trying to ask questions. I won't go and... there are times I stand when I'm given the chance, but most of the times is when I do it chini ya maji. You know, I find a woman and then I tell her, you are going through this and this. Me, I went through this and this. And when I tell them what I went through, some of them, if they were planning to run away, they come back. That is what I do. Also, when I find the youth talking, because I'm a mother of teenagers, I'm a mother of young men who have finished high school, they're in university. So if I find young men, because we know what is happening, I will talk to them. If I'm, like I was telling you, if I go where the kids are, I'll play with them, brikicho, banture, all that. When I go to the young women, I'll talk to the women. When I go to old people, I'll sit down and listen to what they have to tell me. And then I can go out there and talk. Yeah, I love talking to women.
Awesome.
And men also, because we have reached a point where a boy child is neglected. So it's I reach out to young men, I reach out to men, because men are going through a lot, and they grow up being told, as a man, you're not supposed to cry. As a man, you're not supposed to say your weakness. No, even as a man, you are supposed to cry. Who said you're not supposed to cry? You are also born and brought up like the girl child.
True.
Yeah.
Very, very true.
Yeah.
Awesome. So let's start about your story. You mind telling us maybe where you're born and how it all began? How did you become alive in this world?
Okay. Let me start by when I started knowing who I am. Yes. That is, let's say, the age of 4 years. I found myself in Eastlands, Makadara. And I grew up in a home where we were living with my mom and an uncle and my grandmother. So when I started realizing who I am, I could see this is my grandmother, this is my uncle, and this is my mom. And then as we continued, I could see some aunties coming. We stay with them like let's say like a year, then they will go. Then my mom will appear and disappear in my life. There's a time I will wake up and I'm like, where is mom? And I don't have anyone to ask the questions. Then she will later appear. And as a child, when you see your mother, you'll be so excited because when she comes, she'll carry all this. I will see we have ice cream, we have sausages, we have chips, and then she disappears again and you go back to that lifestyle. I really applaud my grandmother, may she rest in peace, because she never, as much as it was tough, we never went hungry. She'll bring, even if it's skuma. Those are the days when skuma wiki, you put a lot of water and then you put one potato and then you cook a very ugali and you're good to go. But it wasn't easy. You're a girl, you're a child, and you don't know what to say, what to do, whom to ask. The problem was I was a sickly child, very sickly. I was a tiny, weeny, sickly child. And let me say this. I can't tell you what kind of a disease I had because I had all sorts of diseases. There was a time I would be coughing, and then I'll be taken to those people who live in Eastlands. There's Jericho dispensary. I'll be taken there and then I'm given medicine and then I come back. After a week, another thing appears, maybe tonsils. I was a sickly child. Then I remember that was 1986. Mom came. I could see mom now. And I was very excited. She was in my life. And at that time, she was working as a hairdresser somewhere in Jogo Road. And life was beautiful. We were living with her, and her mother and her brothers. Sad to say, one of my uncle got sick, mentally health. So it was very frustrating time because when he becomes sick, you can imagine he's doing all those sort of things. And this is a house, it's one room. Those days, we were not living in our self-contained house. It's one room. And when he got sick, my mom is the one who will take him to Mathare Hospital. And then the other brother became a drunkard. So now I can understand what he meant when he would come and start saying, he will call my mother and tell her, you're supposed to get out. You're not supposed to be in this house. You're supposed to be out there. Now, that is when I started to realize, you're the reason why my mother keeps on
coming and going.
So you are behind the scenes. And my mom was very hardworking. I could see women coming and she will plait their hair. And then she will go a certain kibarua somewhere in Jogo Road. And then she started talking to me at the age of 6. She will tell me, Jemima, let me tell you, in this world, you have to be positive. It doesn't matter. I was a kid, but she will tell me, no matter what happens, always be positive. And I would wonder, what is positive? What positive? What I even would ask her, what is positive? And she will tell me, if you wake up in the morning and you see you don't have a cup of tea, don't think it's the end of the road. Today there is no tea, tomorrow there'll be tea. And then she'll tell me, when you go to sleep, don't think about whatever happened during the day, forget about it. So, and life was beautiful. She took me I was among the luckiest, to a nursery school. Those days when you're going to nursery, the teachers will tell you to put your hand to touch the lobe of the ear. Mm-hmm. So I remember when I went, I was excited. And I went to this, I really, really, really loved that nursery school. Maybe it's because that is where I will go, we'll eat well, because on Monday, I even remember the diet. Can you imagine? That is many years ago, 1986. And I still remember, because it's the kind of food. And then that was the first time I will see, when you're given lunch, you're given a piece of a fruit. Maybe a banana, the following day an orange, the other day, and the following day, and I would look forward. But remember, I was a sickly child. So maybe I will go 1 week, the other week I'm not there. And after that, let's come back to now 1987.
Now, I have a question for you. I've noticed all three you've not talked about your dad. Is it that your dad was never in the scene, or what is it about your dad?
Okay. That's where I'm heading.
Okay.
Now we come to 1987. And within 86 and 87, there was this gentleman I would see coming to say hi, and he will come and say hi, and he will go. At times, he will come and pick me up, and we will go to the shopping center. Those days, chips was, chips. Hey, French fries, as you call it. Those days. So when you see someone who is buying you chips, and then there was Mirinda, that I will look at him and I'm like, wow. And then I'll tag along some kids who will follow me, and they're like, wow. When we go with him, he'll buy us chips, he buys us soda, he buys us some snacks like chocolate, and then he will disappear. And then he'll come and tell me, nini niauna, and then I'll tell him kiatu or wherever and wherever. He'll make sure he brings, and then he goes. So, and at the back of my mind, I would wonder, is this one, if he's my father, wow. He's at that age, I would say, I have a very good and a very, very handsome father. And then the kids in our area, in Makadara, they will come and tell me, baba yako, tumemuona, ametununulia sweetie, blah, 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 blah. But I never understood why we don't live with him. So 1987, now I'm 7 years old. I've joined St. Michael's Primary School, and I'm in class 1. I remember Mrs. Mboro, if you're there, I applaud you for always being there, because like I told you, I was a very sickly child. There was a time I would go to school, faint, vomit, all that. So one day my mom told me, I remember it was before let's say before April. The kids, the way we were growing up, we will not realize your mother is pregnant. We didn't know, we were analog kids. So she told me, I'm going to have a baby. I'm going to go and buy a baby. It's either he's going to be a boy or a girl. And I was very excited about that. And then she started telling me, she told me, Jemima, when I get this baby, we may leave the place here we are and go and live with the dad. And me, I was looking forward, because everyone in school, majority of them, they'll be like, baba yangu, mama yangu. So me, I was like, my grandmother, my auntie, my uncle. Remember, one uncle is a drunkard who will come when he's drunk at night and kick us out. And most of the times we'll sleep outside. Maybe it's raining. Maybe he finds mom has cooked maybe ugali with skuma. He will kick the food and throw it outside. So it was not a very good life. So when mom told me that we are going to have a baby and we made shift, what do I do? See, me, I'm excited. Ooh, finally, we look forward for that. So she got a baby. And believe you me, when she came home, she never came to now my grandmother's house. She went and rented. Now I understand. She went and rented a house. So she sent someone who came and picked me up and told me, "Huku ndio kwetu." It was a house. It only had a bed and a stove there and our clothes. But me, I'm excited. This is our house. But we are sleeping, me, mom, and my small kiddo, our brother. And we are good. We are good. So far, so good. Me, I'm not seeing any problem. So I will see, now that I could see, the gentleman is coming. I'm not yet introduced. And then mom told me, now, this is dad, but he can't live with us yet. And I will not understand why, but he will come and go. So, see, after a while, let me say, if coming to think of it, I think my brother was like 4 months. We stayed. I couldn't see the man. He never used to come. Life became tough again. So we had to go back to my grandmother's house. And then we stayed. Now, that year of 87, and I really appreciate my mom, because when it comes to Christmas, remember those days, even chapati we would see chapati during Christmas time. So during Christmas time, I remember she will make sure she brought me a new dress, and on Christmas Day, I'll see we have made chapati and all that. That is 1987. I can remember in class 1. I'm that good. So come class 2. Class 2, 1988. Mom shifted with me and my brother again. We went somewhere called Maringo. And we were living, the owner of that house had rented it to some other people. So as usual, like I was telling you, I will see we only have a bed. But there's another bed there and another one. And there's some people who are coming sleep. That one is sleeping there and the other one there. Now I understand. It's one room, but accommodated to different people.
There's something like that.
Yeah.
So you have one room and you have different people who pay for the bed, or what do you pay for?
Yeah, it's the bed. Now I understand. Now I understand. But that time I couldn't understand. So the owner of the house will rent the house to 3 people as long as you just put a bed. So mom had put only the bed, and then you remember those izile sanduku, those sanduku. So our clothes are in the sanduku under the bed, and then I would see another person there and another one. There were 3 beds. But the toilet and the bathroom we are sharing.
Outside or inside?
Outside. But me, I'm like, it's okay. See, I'm living there and going to school. Then I think things were tough. And again, we went back to my grandmother's house.
But now these houses, I'm trying to understand what these houses were like. Was it families that were living there? Was it individuals? What kind of arrangement was there in these houses?
These are women. Nowadays, I understand it's the way like girlfriends can decide. These are women. Yeah, let us
who come together.
Yes, and
to share rent.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So one of them actually had like 2 daughters, and now me, and the other one didn't have. So I think now I understand. I think things weren't very good. We had to go back. And we went back to that same story that I don't want to repeat of uncle, blah, 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 blah. Then we had to shift from now Eastlands. We went to Dandora Phase 5. So with my grandmother. So when we went with my grandmother, we were living there. And it's not... in Dandora Phase 5, there are some slums down. The village is called Gitare Marigo. Kwenye nyumba za matope ziko. So choo ni sewage inatolewa mawe, and then that's where you do wherever your business. At abafu ni hivo.
Latrines, are they latrines?
Yeah, it's not even latrine because it's the sewer, they remove the wherever, so none of the sewer line.
Yes.
That is where
the sewer line.
Yeah, the sewer line. So those people were very, let me say they were bright because when I think about it, they knew what they were doing. So the sewer line, they remove pale penye inakwanga hiyo mawe imekelewa. So they remove, wanajenga kanyumba, wanaweka kamlango. So we do our business there. Life is beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah, so we were living there, but it's at least we survived there. We survived. And then one day my grandmother told us we are going to leave Nairobi. We are going to go somewhere else outside Nairobi. And she would tell me, come I show you. My grandmother, who I'm named after, we were very good friends. She really loved me. So we will go and see, and I will see, this is where we are going to go somewhere in Roy. And I would be like, wow. So at least here we'll have our own land, we have our own house. And then I would ask her, we are going to have cows and goats and everything. And then I remember telling her, can we have a fish pond? And she will tell me, Jemima, please, this is, you're thinking too much. Me, I was excited. So now I've grown. I've grown now. I've grown now. I'm a kagal. I've become even like a teenager. Anyway, I want to skip from the age of 9 to 16. That's a story for another day that I want to tell you today. Okay. I'll tell you another day. I want to come back to when we were 16. That is when we went to Rwai and everything was okay. And I was like, now life is going on. So I'm on and off from school because I told you I was a sickly child. So I'm on and off in school. Now, I would look at the kind of life my mom and my aunties were living. And I will tell myself, I will not live this life. This is not what I want. And no matter what other people say, I will prove the world wrong. That is what I used to tell myself. So I remember where we had gone. Before we built, we had to rent so that we can be able to build. I could see where we had rented. I could see this boy child. Every weekend on Friday, he'll bring this girl. And then the following day, Saturday, very early in the morning, he will come to our house because now, you see, we have rented there. And he will tell me, Jemima, you stay with that girl, you do this and this. And he'll give me chores because that is how I know how to survive. Mimi nimelimia watu shamba. So he will tell me, mulime pale, mpande pale, we nitakulipa jioni, nitamsota nikikuja. So that is a weekend. This girl, I know she came on Friday, so I will know she spent the night. Then on Saturday, we do a lot. Kulikuwa na nguruwe. We do all that. Me, I'm working to be paid. So she's assisting me to do the stuff. And then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, they go to work. Then next weekend, another one, Kujas. And I'm like, so I was bold enough. I asked him, Fulani, how comes every weekend you bring different? Where is the other one and the other one? And then, she told me, he told me, not she, he told me, there are so many fishes in the sea. And then I was naive. And then I asked him, what do you mean? He told me there's so many fishes in the sea. I'm a fisherman. So if today I don't want tilapia, tomorrow I can get swordfish. Tomorrow I can get a shark. The other day I can get a dolphin. The other day I'm like, what are you trying to tell me? This is how you... So it hit me. I'm like, you are playing with women like this. And believe you me, I remember I went outside and I looked up in the sky and I said, this will never happen to me. So men take advantage. I'm talking to myself. So this is how men take advantage. You are a girl, you go, you wash, you clean, you do everything. And at the back of his mind, he's not there. Because you want to prove a point to him, yes, to impress him. So he taught me a lesson. I thank him wherever he is, because he made me make this decision. I will not go to any man's house unless he's the one who's going to marry me. So wherever you are, I won't mention your name.
How old was he though? How old was
he was mature. He was mature. At that time, he was around 24. Because me, I'm 16, 17 there. He was around 24. But now, you see, this is his home. We have rented his home. So he's the one who's taking care of the homestead. And he has everything. The pigs are there, the cows, the goats, and all that. So he made me make that decision. So when I'm 18, I can see what the other girls are doing. And I can see what the peer pressure is there. But I would look at a boy and I'm like, yeah, you're telling me you love me, yes. But when I remember what this other guy told me, that he's a fisherman, a man is a fisherman, there are so many fishes in the sea, I'm like, ooh, maybe I'm the, what do you call this, a small fish?
Omena.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my goodness, maybe I'm the omena. No. So I rejected so many boys around that time because I was like, I don't want to be the omena. You know omena, eh? Yeah, and then I'm like, oh, maybe I'm Obambla. Obambla is the one that you have to know how to...
The one that is smoked. And it's cut into two. And
yeah. So I was like, I don't want to be these fishes. So let me hold my horses. And I thank God because I was able to. And there was a survey who was surveying the land of Rai. He was very fond of me with his wife because I would go there for vibaruas. And as we were planting the woman, I would talk to the woman about how amazing God is. Because from the time I started knowing myself, I started talking to God. I've gone to so many churches. So even that time when I'm still like a teenager, I'm still going to so many churches. So I will tell the woman, because she was a very good friend of mine. Sometimes I will go and see she has a swollen eye, a black eye. Sometimes she has a swollen arm or a leg. And I will tell her, let us pray for this man. But I don't know why I would tell her that. And then she will tell me, Njeri, life is not easy, but as a woman, you have to vumilia. And then I would be like, no, this is not my portion. So this survey man will see me and tell me, wewe, ni mimi nitakutafutia bwana. And then me will be like, usinitafutie kama wewe. When the wife is there, usinitafutie kama wewe. Mimi nataka bwana mwenye hata nisumbua.
Oh, so you're trying to pass a message.
Yeah, a message to him. And then he would brush it off. And then the woman would tell me, wambono umemwambia hivi? And then I'm like, no, he needs to know. I'm not shy. Let me say this. I'm not shy. Even from the time I was a girl, I was not shy. Even when the boy child come, I would look at him direct in the eyes and I would tell him, you know what? I know what you're after. But apparently right now, I don't feel like Kamongo. I don't feel like Obambla. I don't feel like a dolphin. Right now, I'm not even in the ocean or in the sea. That is how I would tell the boys. I would put the boys away. So one day, I've dumped so many stories. One day he called me. He was celebrating his son's birthday. So I was invited this survey, and then the wife was like, because when I go there, I'm not a lazy person, so I'll help him washing the dishes, cooking, as long as at the end of the day, either nitapewa mahindi, debe moja, or maybe I'll be given 200 and all that. That's how I used to survive. And most of the times, let me say, growing from the time I was 39 years, I've not told you back, I would earn, let me say, by the vibaruas. That is, I will buy myself a skirt. That is, I will buy myself whatever I needed. Because I told you, mom was on and off. So, ni kama mimi ndo nimejilea. So,
and what about school now, considering that you were doing all this alone? So how were you?
School, you remember those days, school, it's a city council. So, mara mingi amulipi. And sometimes my grandmother would chip in. When she can't, I remember when tukitishwa kuna ile pesa itaitishwa aseme hana. So that is where I will look for vibarua. Either ni tafute these people who have pigs. In Rwai, so many people, farmers ni wa nguruwe. Hiyo kupikia nguruwe, kuziosha, kufanya, kuangalia, hiyo nimefanya sana. And then wakati wa kupalilia maharagwe, and I would save the money because I was not interested in, remember at the back of my mind, I'm like, I want to prove to the world wrong. So sina haja ya ati pesa nikipewa. It's not like nowadays that people are doing CG, you want to slay. Those days, my concern was, nimesave pesa. My brothangu mdogo, tuko na mkate. Ni mkate was very important. Tuko na mkate ya kesho, tuko na kaskari, tunaweza kunywa strungi. So me, I'm not thinking about sijui my hair. Actually, so you shave your hair. Kaa bila nywele. So I'm not thinking about it. Those days at sijui what is trending, So my money, I had a lot of money. By then I had a lot of money. Because I was saving for important stuff. We need school, we need all that, we need food. Now, see the birthday. We come back to the birthday. So the guy, si wageni wako. So me, I am up and down. Nimeosha byombo, nimeosha watu mikono, I'm doing all this, blah, blah, blah. One guy came and told me, unaitwa nani? And then me, I was like, by the way, I was never shy. See, I told you. So I looked at him. I remember I was holding a plate and I told him, naitwa Jemima fulani, you're fulani. And then he's like, unaishi hapa karibu? And then I'm like, yeah. And then we continued with my business. I actually remember asking him, do you want something? Do you want water? Blah, blah. He told me, no, I just wanted to know your name. I'm like, okay, that's my name. And I continued I never even looked at him twice. So I continued with whatever I was doing. So he went. Then the survey came and told me, what is wrong with you? And then I'm like, what have I done? He told me, I told you I will get your husband. You see that guy who has come? And then I'm like, which guy? There are so many guys. And then he told me, the one who has come purposely here where you are. Because I was washing vyombo. I remember there were like 200 plates. Nilikuwa nimeosha nimezihesabu karibu 200. So me, I'm like, hizi vyombo zote, I'm tired. He told me, unaona huyo mwenye amekuja, that one, I think that one can make a very good husband. And I'm looking at him, I told him, who told you I want to get married? I don't want to get married. I'm still young. And then he told me, okay, you do this. Just talk to him, even if you're not getting married as per now. And then I was like, okay, fine, because he was drunk. And I'm like, I don't want to mess. I grew up knowing, don't mess with a drunkard.
Drunkards have issues.
Yes, have issues. And maybe he was drinking on purpose to come and tell me, and then he wants to start drama. I don't want drama. So me, I finished my work, and then the lady gave me some charcoal, some stuff, and told me to go home. So when I was going home, the guy was outside.
How old are you at this point?
At that point, I'm 17. So this guy, he's there, we talked, and then he told me, can I, ilikuwa inaitwa push. Nikupatie push. I'm like, yeah, why not? And then I'm like, utanisaidia kubeba hizi vitu. Me, I was just that,
You're looking for help.
Yeah, so me, okay, fine, we go. So when we reached near home, I told him, that's my home, and I don't want, those days when we were growing up, if a neighbor sees you with a man, an issue. If a teacher sees you with a man, it's an issue when we were growing up those days. So hata venye alikuwa ananizindikisha, I was like very careful tusionekane hata na mzee wa kijiji, Even if you're not doing something, it will be, drama. Yesterday we saw Jemima with this boy, blah, blah, blah. So me, there were no phones, right?
Yeah.
So me, I go home. I'm like, hata nilimwacha tu hapo nikamwambia, sawa kwa heri, na nikachukua mzigo zangu mbio, because I don't want anyone to see me with him. So days gone, we stayed, nothing happened. So me, I continue with my life, blah, blah, blah. And this survey, another day, he came and told me, we have a party and you are invited. And then I'm like, why are you calling me instead of your wife? Because he came to our gate. So because of the respect I had with the wife and the family, it was not news. It's not that even the neighbors knew they would come. Mi nilikuwa naitwa vibarua. So nilikuwa naitwa. So I'm like, mbona unanitia kibarua ya kuosha vyombo ama ya kupika badala ya mke wako?
So you expected the wife to come call you?
Yeah, to call me for vibarua. And then I'm like, what unitia vibarua? That's normal. So this guy, this man, let me call him man. Yes. He told me, we are not cooking at home. And then I told him, why is it not your wife who is calling me? And then he told me, she's going to come. If you don't know, you think I'm making up a story, then she's going to come. So me, I brushed it off because he was drunk. He was also drunk. So come 2 days, the lady comes and tells me, we are having a party and it's not going to be at home. It's going to be somewhere in a restaurant. And I would like you to come and help me maybe. And then I'm like, it's a restaurant. Why am I helping you? And then the lady will tell me, the way you're hardworking and the way you've assisted me in so many ways, I can't have a party and I don't invite you. And then I told her, if I'll be free, because me, I'm a hustler. If I'll be free, I will kuja. You don't just call me for a party just to dine. No. Because here nimeona, hakuna kapesa kataingia. So naona ni restaurant. So sitaosha vyombo, I get paid. So I'm doing my calculations. I'm like, just to go and eat and then I go home empty-handed. So he told me, no, you can even bring your younger brother. You can come with him. There will be games there, blah, blah, blah. So the day of the party, believe in me, I never went. I forgot there was a party. I forgot. So the following day, it was on a Saturday. On Sunday, the lady comes and tells me, Ukukuja, what happened? And then I'm like, oh, it was yesterday. Yeah. And then I told her, I went somewhere, Kibarua. I remember I went to Kibarua to a certain pastor. May he rest in peace. He's already gone. This pastor had said he's going to assist me, and he had talked to my mom, and he had said he's going to assist me to be able to, because I was on and off from school. Nilikuwa naenda nafukuzwa. Term moja niko shule, ingine siko shule, unaona. So he said he's going to assist me with the school fees for 2 terms. So me, I was excited. That Sunday, I was to prepare. I go to the church, and then he gives me the money. Now, the lady came early and asked me, mbona ukuja jana? I told him, mimi, jana nilikuwa kibarua. That one I lied because sikuwa kibarua. And then she's like, which kibarua? And then I told her, there's this pastor who is calling me. I had to prepare yesterday, nioshe nguo, ndio niende leo, niende church yake, blah, blah, blah. The church was somewhere in Kariobangi South. So we went, me, my mom, and my small brother. We excited because me, I'm excited. I'm going to get money for school fees and all that. So when we went, he said, there's a convention going on at his homestead. So even me, I can go. My mom was like, this is a man of God. So why not? And me, I was like, yeah. So Missy, I went. We went all the way to Kennel. But I won't say it's exactly Kennel. Where Kennel is on your way, Muranga, blah, blah, blah. Oh my goodness. Lawrence. When we reached there, the following day, we were told, we have to go to the farm. So I couldn't talk to him because we were so many, we were like almost 30.
30 ladies, or was it different genders?
Even gents were there. So he said, I'm not talking to anyone until we go to the farm. After the farm, everybody will see me and my wife, and we're going to discuss the way forward. So me, there's still hope. A farming tu peke yake. Oh my goodness. So he had planted meshiri. What do you call meshiri in Kizungu?
Are they lentils?
Yeah, no, I know.
Not lentils.
I don't know. Okay, we'll Google. So we have to go. When you are those meshiris, you don't work on them during the day. So he woke us very early at exactly 3 a.m. Ametuamsha kutuambia.
Wait, so where were you
on
staying?
Sunday? He has a homestead, a very, 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 very big homestead. So venye tulifika kama 30 people, kwa kulala ni nyumba ni kubwa, kuna kwenye ladies walienda na the men. Sisi tunafurahi, it's a pastor, kila mtu amekuja na mashida. So unajua tukiwa wasichana tunaambia, wewe umekuja jia, mimi niko na shida hivi na hivi, mimi natafuta kazi. The men will say whatever they have come to do. Now, kama at 3 a.m. ndio ametuamsha, tumeamshwa, tumeitwa hapo nje na baridi. na akatuambia shida zenyu nazijua, ni hao pasta wenye wanaonanga maneno.
So prophets of some sort.
Good. So he said ameona shida zetu, lakini shida zetu hata tuambia, malaika amesema atakuja saa 6 za mchana. The angel come at noon to give him the feedback. So tuende, atuwezi kaa hivyo, tuende shamba, pia anaenda. So we ukisikia an angel is coming from heaven to come and give
solutions to your problems.
Oh, let me laugh. It's not a laughing matter, but let me laugh. So we went.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So when we reached there, this is something I've planted maize and beans and bananas and all that. So this is something new. And then we were told, maji munaendea kwa damu. So situ mebeba mpaka mitungi. Ni mahali new, you have never gone there before. So munamulikiwa na kuna hizo nini zao wako nazo, unajua ametuchanganya na wakazi wake wengine. So tukaenda tukachota maji. Mimi niko na hii ya kulima hizi vitu acha nibebe maji. I'm good at that. Nimeshaibeba maji mara mingi sana kwa mgongo. So tukaambiwa tukufika hapo tukaambiwa mgoje hizi mahipo sijui ziface wapi, zikiface sijui aje ndio mnaweza chota maji.
Wait a minute. How old are you at this point now?
Okay. I'm still 17. Sijafika 18 bado. Sijafika 18. Hatujafika hapo. So maji ndio tumeambiwa tubebe, tugoje hizo hipo sijui zifike. Kuna mahali alituonesha penye zinaendanga, zikienda hapo sijui whatever they are doing ndio tuchote maji. And then me I'm like, what if there's a crocodile? So crocodile ndio inapitianga chini. Akatambia hapana, the aziko. Tukachota maji. I remember nilibeba mitungi zaidi ya 40.
What?
Yeah. That is something I still remember till today. Nilibeba maji. Lakini I preferred kumwaga maji. Unajua tunaenda tunamwagia kwa tank. So si saa 4, saa 5 ndio tunatoka kwa shamba. Alafu tuende sasa kwa boma. Uzuri wa huyu pasta tuliletewa chai na ugali. It is okay. Actually, that is the best, by the way, by that time. Tukakunywa. So saa 6, unajua wanaume venye wanapiganga kelele. We had to go to the home now, to go back. When we went, sasa tukaambiwa si lazima muoge. Aya. Na tukienda, tulibeba maji, nilibeba maji juu lazima kule kwa boma, lazima mbebe maji muende. Kufika, the wife akatuambia, "Woi, hata hamna maji ya kuoga, rudini kwa damu, mchote maji." Sasa mmejua mpaka njia. So me with another lady, I wish I would see her name was Njeri. We went, tukachota maji. Kuleta, tukaona ni mitungi mbili itatosha nani? So nilichota maji hiyo siku. Yani hata nilikuwa nasikia sijisikii mwili. Ni kama nimekufa ganzi. Sasa ile saa 6 alisema, he's not in the homestead. He never came.
So the arrangement was that you go with him. He would, he knows your problems. Yeah. The angel would bring the response, and then he would let you go. Or what was the arrangement?
He's going to assist us if it's about like me. Now my issue was school fees. So he was like, he's going to give me money, and the others atawasotia mashida zao wengine. Kuna wengine walikuwa wamekoma, sio ati wako na haja na school fees. Kuna wenye wanataka biashara, kuna wenye wanataka kuoa, vitu kama hizo. So believe you me, he never came. And we are in the middle of nowhere. Those are not the days when there were phones. That is back 1996, 97. So si tutaka kwa boma na bibi yake. So si usiku ikafika, tukaambiwa tupike. Ni kuni. So the woman is not telling us this man is not good. He's not going to come back. So si usiku tukapika. We are there, tukakisha taa, tukapika. The following day asubuhi mwamuke mwende shamba. Tukashinda hivyo, hiyo routine ikaendelea, ikafika Saturday. I want to go back to Nairobi, but the lady is telling me, sina pesa. Utabidi ugoje.
So you didn't even have fare?
I didn't have fare. Tulibebwa kwa kanisa na gari yake pick up. I almost, hata najua number plate, lakini sitataja hapa. So ikafika on the 6th day. So imagine, I have this, when the situations become so tough, instead of crying and whining and murmuring, I have a way of changing it. So I will talk to when people are complaining, I will tell them, tumepata experience ya kupanda mishiri, tumepata experience ya kuishi kwa boma, nimejua sijui hippopotamus zikiface right ndio unaweza chota maji.
So you always have a positive outlook.
And I will make them laugh and they tell me, sasa unachekesha nini? Sasa outside, tuko nje, tunaangalia stars, and then I'm like, they're one of of the stars knew we will be here today. It is not by a mistake. So come Saturday, we were told he's going to, lazima akuje ndio asubuhi ajitayarisha aende church. So kitu saa 3 tukaona gari. Unajua sasa akukwa kumejengwa. So mnaona lights za gari zikikuja, we were happy. Tumeona gari imekuja. Sasa sisi tunafikiri ni ile pickup yenye litubeba. Na tunafikiri mbona amekuja na gari moja. Juu tukienda tulienda na pickup na gari yake personal na gari ingine ya rafiki yake ndio tuweze kutoshea sisi wote his friends. So he came alone with a small Caprimio. Akatoka, he was rough. This is not the man that we met. This is not the man this is not the man who preaches. Aliingia akiwa very rough. Alianza tu, hizi ngombe mbona sijafagiliwa, hizo vitu hizo za wazee hufanya kwa boma. So we have fear. Remember we are young teenagers. So he like, mbona is he shouting to his wife? Akaanza mpaka vita na akapiga bibi yake.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So we are seeing drama for the first time. We are like, is this the man who preaches and people get saved and all that? Is this the man of God? Sasa tuko na uoga. Don't forget tuko kwa wenyewe. Huku ni mahali hatujui. It's not Nairobi. Hauna fare. Mko tu hapo nyinyi wote. Mko tu hapo mmechanganyikiwa. Wamuelewi. So me, because I'm very outspoken. I talk a lot. So mi nilitoka nikapata wife yake pale alikuwa analilia. Walikuwa na hizi bata taki penye zilikuwa zimewekwa hapo nyuma, alikuwa analia. Nikaenda nikamuuliza, nikamwambia sasa kulia itasaidia. That is what I told her. Kulia itasaidia. And then she was like, mimi nataka tu asubuhi ifike nitoke niende. Nikamwambia, we ukienda usituache. Akaniambia, nani? Mimi si baby mtu arudi venye alikuja. And then I'm like, but we didn't, kwani what's going on? Akaniambia, actually, I'm not the first wife. I'm the third wife. And then I was like, what? Akasema, yeah. He was married to the first wife and the second wife. Me, I'm the third wife. And in between, there are so many baby mamas. So I'm like, what are you saying? So anyway, I don't want to stick on that story, but in the morning,
I think it's an interesting story because so many people fall victim to such situations, and I'm sure if you went through that, you're not the only one who maybe has gone through that, and maybe someone even right now is going through it. So it never hurts to talk about it and just open someone's mind.
Yeah. So when she talked to me and I asked her where she comes from, miracles do happen, because where she came from, she came from, she told me her father works in one of these big companies and her mother, and I'm like, okay, so how did you end up here and how did you get married? She told me, I'm not the wife as in ati nimetolewa mahari. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, but for the few months, everybody knows you are the wife. And then she told me, sijatolewa mahari because the first wife and the second wife wanaletanga shida. So mimi ninekaa tu because I love this man na mimi nampenda sana lakini ananimistreat. Ananiambia, this is not the first time ameshanichapa. Masai watchman anakuja ananisaidia. And then I'm like, mbona nakuchapa tukiwa huku? Akaniambia, you are yet to see. Even ananiambia, you are yet to see. There are more to come. Nikamuza, what do you mean there are more to come? Akaniambia, hii ni kionjo. It's a pinch of the salt. And then I'm looking at, it's new siku. So, come morning. Si alikuja na premium. Na kwambia venye aligurumisha hiyo gari. Hakubeba hata mtu yoyote. Alituacha. Alisema, fungua hiyo gate. Watchman alikuwa Masai mwenye, ni kama alikuwa anamuogopa sana, akafungua gate, akatuacha. We have no money. We don't have anything. We have a woman who is crying here who was beaten black, blue and purple. So, tukabaki hapo unajua shock. Okay, kuna chakula ndio, lakini who does this? We are very confused. Actually, me, I'm thinking, what is this? Is this the end of the world? At that time, I was thinking, dunia inafaa kuisha hivi. At that age, that is what I'm thinking. So the men, wanaume wakasemaje, tuwezi kubali, unajua boy child of course si mtu wa kufungia nini, wakaanza hata kubishana, wewe ulituambia tukuje, rerere, wakabishana hapo, nikasikia
amongst themselves
amongst themselves. So the girls, the girls, some of them are crying, wengine wako kwa bedroom, wengine wako huko. Mimi ndio niko up and down, nasikiliza hawa wanasema nini na wanasema nini, ndio nielewe situation hapa tutajitoaje. Aya, after wamebishana, wameambiana venye wameambiana nini, nikaambia, I shouted. I remember I shouted, I screamed. Nikasema, inwe in Kikuyu, inwe, ujeni hapa, nikawaita. So kuna wenye wataniangalia, maybe uwe ameanza kushikwa na ugonjwa na wazimu nini. Kaambia kujeni, I have a solution. Nikaambiaje, kuna a saying in Kikuyu, kirema arume ne kigariure. As in, that saying, it says, any situation that itamshinda mwanaume, hiyo situation labda ni ile inaambiango visa ni ile imefungwa sana. So nikamwambia, you are men, ebu tackle these issues, how are we going to get out? Wakasemaje, if we walk, Keno is very far, tuko huko ndani mashinani, huko ndani sana. Wakasema tukifika Keno, bei inaweza kuwa rahisi ya kuenda Nairobi. Mko na ngapi? Watu wakachanga hapo hivyo, wakaona zile wako nazo, watu wakaona that time ilikuwa sijui mia mpaka some also ama hivyo. Haya, si wakachanga, wakasema mimi niko na ka 50, mwingine hivyo, wewe uko na ngapi hivyo. Kuna wenye walikuwa nazo, wakasema watalipia wenye hawana. So I looked at the lady and I'm like, sasa huyu tamwachaje? And then we asked her, do you want to go with us? So ulikuwa umetuambia utatoka asubuhi. Akasema yeye akifika Ruiru town atajua venye ataenda home. That is how we left that homestead. So we left the homestead and tukatembea, tukavuka hizo dam zenye ziko huko, tukafika Keno, tukapanda gari, walitusaidia. We thank boy child, ni mtu wa maana sana, walituripia. Ni vizuri kukua kutusiana saa zingine, wakasema kila mtu anajua penye anashuka. So when I went back home and I told mom the incident, and she was like, what do you mean? I've been wondering 1 week, hata nilikuwa nataka niende nimuulize kwani mko wapi. So my mom told me, I'm not going to listen to you, let me go back there. So she went back to the church. She was told, atamwona, the pastor said the assistant, in the Wednesday. On a Wednesday, akasemaje, mimi hata nashangaa, kwani sasa anaambia mama, mbona alitoka? Mimi hata sikumwambia atoke, mwambie akuje. So unajua shida ni mbaya. I blame poverty.
And it means that this person would understand that these are poor people, and take advantage of the fact.
Yes. Na akampatia, na I remember alimpatia tu dengu hapo na mchele, akamwambia mwambie kuja Wednesday. Hata kwa nini alitoka? Mimi nilikuwa nataka nikuje church nimalize jioni niende nimsort, nimpatie even if it's 40,000. So what happens? So will your mother listen? Ataniambia hiyo wiki moja mumelima hiyo mishirisi, umepata experience. So si utarudi akasema hiyo Wednesday akasema tuende church. Tukaenda, mimi nikasema ni sawa, kama ndalipewa shule na mimi niko nada na shule, wacha niende. Si nikaenda hiyo Wednesday. Kuenda nikapatana na wasichana wawili, kulikuwa na wasichana wawili na wamama wawili, wamama wamekomaa hivyo. Nikakuta wamama wawili wamekomaa, wamama machua na wababa, alikuwa na hizo services zao. Akaniambia, umekuja, mama alikwambia ukujie pesa. Akaniambia sawa, enda unigoje. Mimi nikaenda nikamgoja. Unajua I'm still innocent. I've never sija face hizi drama za dunia. And I'm like, this is a man we trust. My mom trusts this man. Now akasema sisi nyinyi wote muingie kwa gari tuende tukakule nyama alafu tuende Keno. So me I'm like, I didn't even carry, sina nguo. Akaniambia don't worry, my wife is there, mnaenda kutoshana, utapewa nguo. Akaniambia siwezi toanisha pesa hapa mbele ya watu, unataka nikupatie pesa peke yako. So wewe tuende. Najua huwezi bishana this is a man who is 40, so siwezi bishana. Nimeongea na mom and your aunt, my aunt is the one who introduced my mom to this church. So si tukaingia kwa gari tukaenda. I don't know whether I was stupid or naive or whatever I was. Kuenda acha nikwambie. Kufika kwa boma, nikapata the girl, nikamwambia kwani here? She was excited to see me because she was 19, She was
which
20.
girl are you talking about?
The woman,
the wife.
The wife she told me she's 20, so me I'm 70, so naona tunaenda kutoshana. So namwangalia nikamwambia kwani you came back? Akaniambia alinikujia sijui what. I'm like okay. At that time I didn't understand love. Akaniambia, you have never fallen in love. I love this man. I'm the one who's going to change him. Even ananiambia. So I'm like, okay. So asubuhi mimi nafikiria asubuhi tutaamka tupewe pesa. That is how I became a slave for a year.
Wait a minute. For a whole year?
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to Stories from Africa Breaking Jemimah episode 1. Let's catch up in episode 2 as we talk about Jemimah's experience as a slave. Keep listening. See you then.